I think you're watching a Netflix TV show called Change Days. And it's about relationships where they've been with each other for X time frame, and basically they've come to this resort with a bunch of relationships, and they're figuring out whether or not they should break up or move on and stuff like that. Couples that are on this particular show, their main issue is they have disagreements, but they don't talk about it.
Yeah, they just stay happy. They're like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. It's like, oh no, I'm not angry, but really they are upset.
Yeah. And it's like, face value, they're fine, and then under the rugs, they're fucking upset. And every time something would happen, they just fucking shovel it under a fucking sack of shit. And it's like, dude, like, you need to talk about it, because eventually it's just going to bottle up to the point where either you or the other person's going to blow up. And it's like, fuck, man. Obviously, we had disagreements and stuff like that, but it's also compromising and working with it as well, and being open to talk about it.
Yeah, because if you want change, you got to tell them about it. You can't just think that they're going to read your mind and magically change. You need to voice that. You
can't just assume that other person's going to know how you're feeling or the things that you're doing is telling them those things. Like you said, like, no one can read your actions to the T, so it's about talking about it too. And relationships is never perfect.
Yeah, it's not.
So you have disagreements, and I think disagreements is healthy to some degree, because
it's how you learn about each other. Because if you hold on to it and don't disagree with something that they say or how they feel, then you'll never know that person's true thoughts or feelings behind what you're saying or doing.
Yeah.
Say that you've tried to listen, and these same arguments or disagreements keep happening. When do you know that it's time to just end it?
Well, it comes to a point where you need to mutually come to an agreement, right? And if you said the arguments are happening and it's saying the same thing over and over again, well, then it's about evaluating that and going, okay, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Is it really worth pushing forward? Are we willing to work together on it?
If you still see them in the picture a few years down the track, or after you guys break up, then maybe it is worth to keep working on it. There are things that obviously is keeping you there and you don't want to lose them. But if you can definitely feel happiness or freedom or feel better without them, then maybe it's time to just end things.
Yes, maybe it's time to move on and spread your wings, because who knows, maybe it's not your time.
Yeah.
And look, to apply what we just basically mentioned, like for me, how I see things, it's more like, well, what would I be like without you? Mentally, physically, and emotionally.
Yeah. But disclaimer, we don't want to end any relationships or be the ones that end someone's relationship. These are just some points that we would do for ourselves. And obviously there are situations that are more difficult than others. So it really depends on how you feel.
And evaluate your situation.
Yeah.
Because every situation is going to be different as well.